Okay, our next movie is called Crazy Beautiful, and we're kind of cheating on this one because we've actually tried twice to review this movie. First one was because of technical difficulties, which meant that it actually didn't record. The second time is I had trouble with, my dogs interrupting us. So, here's what I'm hoping it goes well this time. The movie is about a Latino kid named Carlos from a poor area of Los Angeles. He's studious, he's polite, he, gets up very, very early to go to school at a, posh LA high school. One day, he's out at the beach with his friends, and he sees a girl from school named Nicole. She's doing some community service, and they don't talk much, but there's a bit of a spark. He sees her, the next day at school, and from then on, they're pretty much inseparable. The problem is that Nicole is your stereotypical bad, problem child. She's, parties too much, she's unstable, and it's gotten to the point where even her father and stepmother think she's beyond hope. But Carlos loves her, and he's going to be there for her as, much as he can. But they both realize that her instability could jeopardize everything he's worked so hard for. I really like this movie. The chemistry between Jay Hernandez and Kirsten Dunst is magnetic, and that is so important for a romance. And what I like about this movie is that it's honest. It doesn't shy away from, her instability and the problems she could cause for him. I mean, whenever she's on screen, you never know what she's going to do. She obviously has some bipolar tendencies, and she's definitely in need of counseling, but she has a good heart. She sees in him as some sort of chance for redemption, and she does some nice things for him. He does nice things for her, but he also makes some mistakes, and it's a balancing act, and I think Director John Stockwell really accomplishes that very well. One thing I have to say for it is that Jay Hernandez, who plays Carlos, is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Kirsten Dunst, has never been better, but he's just great. He has that it factor where as soon as he comes on camera, I mean, you just love the guy because, he's just has that, personality. And he's not a goody two shoes. He's not, so good you just want to strangle him. But he's just great. I hope, there are some Hollywood studio executives and producers who are watching this. Pay attention to this kid. He is going to go far. I like this movie. The one flaw is at the end. When the climax occurs, it relies on a contrivance that is so unbelievably dumb that it brings the movie to a dead halt. It's so bad. I actually thought it was some sort of dream sequence because it relies on one character acting totally contrary to their nature, and it nearly collapses the film entirely. And it resolves a conflict that should have had devastating conflicts for everyone involved. Typical of a Gary Marshall flick. And it's so dishonest, but, the rest of the movie is so great. I still have to recommend this movie, if only for the performance of Jay Hernandez. And that's not the only reason to see this movie, but I give it a 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like I said, you covered it. The chemistry is there. Jay Hernandez. I mean, this should have been a star-making performance for him. I wish he would have been given more starring roles after this. See him. It reminded me of like a young Tom Cruise. Like you said, he's not a good two shoes. He just has that star quality that makes you like him. Right. And then they felt like real characters, real teams. People did things. The only exception I'd say for that is the stepmother was kind of one note. I wish they would have painted a little more, paint her with a little more depth.
Instead of making her a one-dimensional bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Because Yeah, because that did play into
Nicole's mindset, but
Nicole's mindset and the father's decision, like you said, and
Will you grant me about the
the ending? Yeah, the ending unfortunately brings down what was up until that point a great movie.
Yes.
That felt realistic. And I want to say from the first review, I had told you I had a problem with the scene. The first time they're trying to be intimate together.
Yeah.
And how I felt like that didn't ring true to me. But I thought about it, and instead of just thinking about like the shocking nature of it, and thinking about, because it wasn't just about what she was doing and showing her reckless nature, but also the contrast with him.
Yeah.
Because that builds up to what the conflict in the relationship, the decisions he has to make with he's trying to she's in the moment trying to live.
She's all impulse
and escape what's bothering her. Impulse. And he is he's working Naval Academy. He's working he has to work hard to go to this good school, and so he stops that moment. So in that moment, after I thought about it, I do feel like that scene works, and it does play it does have a point in the film. So I don't have a problem with it. I'm still right there at 3 stars, and that's just because of that ending. But there's not a lot of great teen romances that ring this feel this real.
Right.
With teenagers, it isn't more of a comedy.
Right. This isn't a romantic comedy. It's actually pretty intense. I mean, and not like what happens, but I mean, just it feels like the stakes are so high, and it feels like everything could just like collapse like at a moment's notice, and that kind of a balancing act is like really hard to pull off, and this movie does it beautifully, and it is a great love story. And I just want to reiterate, Jay Hernandez, for the love of God, someone hire this kid in a starring role. He's been in a few direct-to-DVD movies, in a few bit parts. He was Mila Kunis' boyfriend in the Bad Moms movies, but here he has that raw talent to be a mega star. Yeah. And I really hope he gets that. I haven't seen him in Hostel, but I really hope he gets that chance, because he's absolutely incredible. This is like Oscar-worthy work. Yeah. And
I'm going to make another appeal for him as well. The best thing about Suicide Squad, I felt like, was Will Smith. Was Will Smith. Movie star, and I felt like the next, and he held his own in that film.
Oh yeah,
he was the next best thing. I felt like in that film. His acting in what was otherwise was a superhero film, a special effects superhero film, brought emotion. It brought the most along with Will Smith. So studio pay attention. I'm hoping he's given just as much, if not more, of a spotlight in the sequel. And I'm hoping that leads to him getting those breakout roles. Where's his speed? Let's get let's get him in an
his own superhero movie or something like that. I'm tired of superhero movies, but if he's starring in one, I will see it no matter where it's playing. Because I want to see more of this guy. He's that good.
Yeah.